I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with Josh Reese. How's it going?
It is going pretty good today, Andrew.
Yeah?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Got some interesting things to talk about this week. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
There is, yes, and we also saw Black Adam starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I would say it was about as we expected it.
Yeah.
It was okay.
It was very passable.
Maybe passable. I don't know. It was a decent movie. Certainly lacking in some areas, but it had its moments. You know, we're not going to give any spoilers right now. Obviously, that comes later, right?
Yes.
But there is plenty to talk about this week, and we do have a special guest this week. It's my best friend Aaron Rosa is here. He watched Black Adam with us, and we'll see if he has any comments about it later, and if he wants to say anything about any of the news and rumors that we're going to talk about, then he'll do that. And if he doesn't say anything, then it's fine. You know, he's here. He's here. You know, he has a few beers in him. And if you don't know Aaron, then you know that No Fucks Aaron is the best Aaron. And that is when he has a few beers in him.
He does have some opinions.
So, yeah. Just say hello to the Hollywood Hogwash fans.
Hey, everybody. I might fight Josh.
He might fight Josh, yes.
We'll
talk about that. That'll come later for Black Adam.
Why does everybody hate me?
Yeah.
Eric, Josh, I think Joe might hate
The
me.
fans?
The fans?
Me?
I don't know. Your mom liked me, though. She always commented how nice my hair looked.
Well, but then when you left, she was like, what's wrong with that boy?
Yeah,
which is how we all feel.
Fair
Anyways, that's not the point. Let's get into the news and rumors, a.k.a. the Hollywood Hogwash. So, our boys back in the news.
Ezra Miller?
Ezra Miller, star of the Flash movie.
I knew he couldn't stay away from this podcast too long.
Well, it's about the old stuff. He pleaded not guilty to felony burglary charges. This was when in Vermont he allegedly, even though I think it's on tape, he allegedly stole 3 bottles of liquor from a home. And if he's convicted, he faces a maximum prison sentence of 26 years. So that's going to be great.
Right.
Is that seriously what he did?
Yeah.
Yes. Liquor bottles.
Oh my God.
He broke in.
You really need to see. He's done
bottles.
so much crazy shit.
And so much
he has a cult.
weird stuff.
Yeah, Aaron doesn't know about this. He has a cult. It's fucking nuts.
He tried to take on
I know
the-
he's been in trouble, but
Yeah.
okay.
He also started a feud with the KKK. I mean, he's all over the place.
Wow.
And he assaulted a couple in their home in Hawaii, for no reason at all, other than he was probably high on meth or something.
Yeah.
But we've been talking about how are they going to kill him off in the next Flash movie, because they basically have to at this point.
I'm telling you, the reshoots that they're doing, because you said they were doing reshoots
Reshoots,
too.
yes.
I mean, it has to be for him just to pop up and death shoots. That's what it is. Him to die in the opening scene.
I don't think he would do it if he knew they were going to kill him. It's going to be it's going to be like when they killed off Poochie in The Simpsons on Itchy and Scratchy. I have to go now. My planet needs me. And then he's just off frame.
So there is no way possible that this guy can continue being part of the DC universe after this, right?
No, of course not. I mean, I think they knew that this was coming. What was it, a month ago when they had him come back and be like, oh, I apologize for everything. I'm getting help. They knew that charges were pending for all the crazy shit he did. So, but again, he's rich and he's famous, so he probably won't go to jail. He'll probably just get some probation, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're rich and or famous in this country. The Hollywood Reporter says that the Flash 2 already has a script. So they're already preparing for a Flash 2 movie, but I would imagine probably not with Ezra Miller.
Sans Ezra Miller.
No.
With whoever replaces Ezra Miller midway through the movie.
Right. Which will probably be like the guy that played Flash in the TV show, everyone's thinking.
Yeah, especially since that universe is ending. I think this is the final season of The Flash with the CW.
Right.
So, I mean, that would be pretty easy to bring them aboard, but they seem to have a hard time bringing those smaller screen actors to the big screen, other than Matt Murdock or Charlie Cox. He's
Yeah.
the one that kind of transitioned.
Well, so
there.
far he's just had a cameo in the
right.
Spider-Man movie, but yeah.
But he's like the only person I can think of that's had like any type of in-depth role that was on a small screen that, you know, went to the movies. So
Sure. And obviously this is DC, not Marvel, so
for sure.
yeah. I mean, there's plenty of fans of that Flash show that I think they would be fine with it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously because they're doing the multiverse shit, they could do whatever they want.
Yes.
So.
They can do whatever they want.
But I think the movie's still, as of right now, it's scheduled to come out next summer.
Fingers crossed. You
Fingers
never
crossed.
know. We
Yeah.
still haven't heard anything else about Ezra Miller.
It's
And
true.
There's still time.
There is time, plenty of time. Also, the Hollywood Reporter says that James Gunn is working on another DC movie after he is done with season 2 of Peacemaker. It's probably Suicide Squad 2 or some spin-off of Suicide Squad. He's also hinted at doing a spin-off series of another Suicide Squad member. But obviously this is good news. He's like the one good thing about DC right now.
Yeah, honestly.
I
I
mean-
mean, Suicide Squad was amazing. Peacemaker was really great.
Yes.
You know, and it's the only DC thing that doesn't really feel like a DC type of movie, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like most DC movies, they follow the same type of path. They always have like a generic villain. It's always kind of dark, whatever.
Right.
And, you know, Peacemaker was bright, fun, and so was Suicide Squad. You know, they
Yeah.
all had really interesting stories too.
I really want to watch Suicide Squad again because I only watched it once in theaters. And it's on, you know, I have HBO Max. It's on HBO Max and I really liked it. I need to watch it again one of these days.
Did you
'Cause-
see it, Aaron? Peacemaker? What'd you think?
No, we're talking about the Suicide Squad
Well,
movie.
but Peacemaker and Suicide Squad, both by the same person.
Yeah.
What'd you think about them?
I haven't seen Peacemaker yet. I saw the second. It's the most
Second
recent
Suicide Squad?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really good.
So fun. Polka Dot Man was amazing.
Polka Dot Man, yeah.
He was so sad.
Everyone was great.
Such a sad character.
Everyone was great. So yeah, looking forward to more James Gunn DC stuff. So this is interesting. I thought we were done talking about She-Hulk, but more stuff is coming out. So the She-Hulk director, Kat Kyra, I don't know how to fucking pronounce the words.
Sure.
So she recently told the Direct that we did entertain the idea of swapping Mark Ruffalo out for Edward Norton, but that did not come to pass.
What?
Well,
Yeah, because the show is so meta, like in the worst way, and she breaks the fourth wall, and they do all this. They had one joke in the series where Mark Ruffalo was like, "Oh," like talking about Abomination, like, "Oh, that was years ago. I was a completely different person back then," referencing Edward Norton.
Oh no.
So I mean, look, these people took all their worst ideas and threw them in one TV show and made the worst TV show of all time. So it does, you know, I don't even know why Ed Norton probably wouldn't even agree to do that. And if so, it's like, why would he?
No.
He's like, no, I should still be the Hulk. I was the better Bruce Banner.
right. I'm sure the
Now, Mark Ruffalo is like an idiot version of Bruce Banner. Like, I still like the Hulk.
Yeah.
I liked how he became Smart Hulk in Endgame, but now he's just Dumb Hulk. Like, he's not Smart Hulk anymore. He's Dumb Hulk. Let's be honest.
Yeah. He's certainly doesn't feel very super anymore. You know, he's not very Hulk.
No,
Just
this,
kind of like a normal dude, just really bulk.
this fucking show ruined everyone.
Since we are on the same note of She-Hulk, I will bring up one other thing that I was going to talk about, which kind of worries me about the Daredevil TV show coming up.
Right.
Charlie Cox was talking with Marvel.com, and he kind of shared how much he loved that hallway fight scene that was directed by, you remember the hallway fight scene with She-Hulk?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, he said, it's cool. I read that. It was so clever. It's good because it's like you've got some of it. It starts, so you got to go. This is how he
Stop reading it, Josh.
No, this
it's
is
not
how he
working.
says it. This is how he says it. But then there's that kind of excellent kind of drop the mic moment where She-Hulk comes in the room. That was so clever. So
Josh, would you like to read more from your book?
so.
Would you like to read more from your Dr. Seuss book?
So clever. You can find that.
Yeah.
What's Wrong with Wrestling?
Jesus.
That was so clever.
It was so
Jessica Gao is amazing. I absolutely love working with her. I thought this
Yeah,
was
of course he's gonna eat
and
the
a real
butt. Of course
pleasure.
he's gonna eat the asshole of the people paying him, Josh.
I was hoping he'd have a little bit more of a backbone. Like, no, this
Oh, this show fucking sucked. I hope they fire me. Yeah, all right. Great.
No, but it's
You saw how that worked for Ed Norton.
Yeah.
Josh, you're missing the important thing.
What's the important thing,
You
Aaron?
cannot shit on Charlie Cox as Daredevil because that's going to lead to more Punisher shows.
Let's
People
hope
getting
so.
shot in the face. That's what.
Well, let's hope
that's what
so.
Marvel
Will they?
needs.
Will they?
We're worried that they're gonna make it a watered down version of Daredevil because he kind of was already in She-Hulk.
He's a family man in She-Hulk. Yeah. He's gonna have hulky kids, I guess. Blind
kids.
Hulk kids.
And they can't control their powers, so it's just like raging blind Hulks. That's actually pretty good. I'd be down for that.
You'd be down.
Oh god!
And then
Oh, this is horrible. Please kill me.
you'll have Uncle Punisher coming over for barbecue.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be like a Fast and Furious movie.
Family.
Yeah. I finally have a family. And then they all get murdered again. It's like, no, it's just like the John Travolta one. Oh no, Thomas Jane. They'll bring Thomas Jane back as well. We'll have
Now
multiple
that's
Punishers.
Meta. That's meta.
Yeah. So, yeah. Also, Deadline reports that a source close to the production of the upcoming Ironheart series says that Sacha Baron Cohen could be joining the MCU to play Mephisto. And Mephisto is like, has been rumored to be in so many things. Like, they're like, oh, he's going to be in No Way Home. He's going to be in Doctor Strange. He's going to be in Thor. He's going to be in She-Hulk. He's going to be in my bathroom.
Every single thing they do. He might have been in She-Hulk for all we know. There might have
Yeah.
been teases of him.
I mean, I like Sacha Baron Cohen. And if Mephisto, I don't really know much about Mephisto, the character.
He's supposed to be the Satan of
Yeah,
the MCU.
I mean, I know a little bit. I'm sure Aaron could tell us more.
I mean, yeah, he's Satan. So
But is he like comedic at all?
no. So
so Sacha Baron Cohen.
So what you're thinking is like, hey, let's do Sacha Baron Cohen as Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, maybe he could pull it off. He's a talented guy.
I'm trying to think as like Borat. As,
Borat is Mephisto.
as Mephisto.
Oh, well,
And my wife.
Spider-Man, you could either kill MJ or make her my wife. What do you want to do? Yeah. What was the option he gave Peter? It was like, I'm either going to kill MJ or everyone's not going to know who you are, right? Which is basically what they did in No Way Home.
Right.
It was
Erase
something like
everybody's
that.
mind.
Or he made it so that
everyone
him
will
and
know who you are.
But I remember like hearing in the comics, it was like he made it so that him and MJ could no longer be together, and that was just to get Peter Parker on his own again in the comics, which is funny because they just fucking did it in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could be interesting. Also, Watchmen creator Alan Moore, who famously hates all of the adaptations of his stuff, he recently spoke with GQ and was asked about the Watchmen HBO series because he hasn't commented on it. Did you end up watching that,
No, not
Aaron?
yet.
I
No?
watched it. I really did like it.
I liked certain things about it. Overall, I liked it. Yeah, I thought what's his name? The fucking old guy that played Alfred in Batman versus
Alan
Superman. No, Alan Rickman. He wasn't. What?
Oh,
No?
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons.
Jesus. Yeah.
Jeremy Irons was the best part of the Watchmen show.
Yeah.
He played Adrian Veidt, like an old man Adrian Veidt. And he was excellent. Like he was easily the best fucking
He
part
was
of the show.
trying to get off of Mars? Where was he?
Will you stop spoiling the fucking show?
It's 10 years old
Well,
now.
he didn't see it yet. He's going to see it at some point, maybe. I don't know.
I'm gonna see it at some point.
All right, so he's wrong, by the way. He wasn't on Mars. But anyways, Moore said I would be the last person to want to sit through any adaptations of my work. From what I've heard of them, it would be enormously punishing. It would be torturous, and for no very good reason. So he hasn't changed his stance.
He's the biggest asshole.
He really is. I mean, he claims that like all the property was stolen from him.
He makes all these amazing, amazing stories, and
Yeah.
he just shits on everything he's made.
I wonder,
What an
did he
asshole.
also shit on the V for Vendetta movie?
He's shit on everything
Because
he's made.
okay, like fine, I can understand you not liking Zack Snyder's direction for Watchmen because he eroticized it, but like V for Vendetta was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
It's
it's phenomenal.
such a fucking great
Yeah.
movie.
I did see that they are doing not necessarily. I guess maybe like a crossover. Have you heard about the Alfred show on HBO Max?
Yeah, it's like 3 seasons in.
Yeah, well, they're doing a crossover with V Vendetta. Like some of those guys are going to be, or I guess that movement is going to be in that Alfred show.
Oh, because it takes place in London. Okay, that's interesting. So he's going to be part of the movement.
I don't know if it's going to be like a season-long theme, but I did
Right.
see that it was going to be part of one of the episodes.
That's
So I thought that was
interesting.
kind of interesting.
Sure.
Because I mean, that was I kind of liked that show, and bringing some aspects of that back would be kind of nice.
Right. Yeah. What else do you have?
I thought this was kind of interesting. I saw it was a report from the Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah.
You think that Marvel actors make a lot of money in the movies that they make, but apparently for first-time directors and actors, they really don't make that much.
Well, that's just Hollywood.
But you
That's
would-
just how Hollywood is.
But even still, for a Marvel movie, you think it would be like multiple millions of dollars.
Right.
But apparently, per the Hollywood Reporter, new actors and new directors get a mid figure range.
Yeah, that's nothing new though. Like even Tobey Maguire back when he first got signed on for the first Spider-Man, he only made like a couple $100,000. And then
Yeah.
and then once the movie becomes big and like, okay, people like you, you're a star.
Right.
And then it's like, it's time to renegotiate for the sequel, and then you make Big Bang.
For sure. Yeah, one of the people that led to in the report was Robert Downey Jr. in the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
Made $500,000.
Right.
But he's making multiple millions of dollars.
And then
now.
for Endgame, he made like $100 million.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. I think they said like 75 million or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, so it's just kind of crazy. You think that they make a ton of money up front, but
No,
yeah.
dude, are you kidding, Josh? You've been in the entertainment business, in radio. It's you basically work for free until you become a big star.
That's true.
That's how this business
I've
works.
never become a big star, so I basically work for free.
I mean, I give you some money.
Some money.
Yeah. Anything else?
I did have one more thing. We all were kind of talking about how Lady Gaga she's gonna be the new Harley Quinn.
She's gonna be Harley Quinn in Joker too. Yeah.
The director of photography was talking with the Hollywood Reporter's behind the scene cast and kind of shared a little bit about the casting. She's going to be a really cool fit for this movie and will create a similar kind of magic that Joaquin brought by himself. The combination of the two will be exactly what we hope, which is exciting. We find magic every day on the set.
Right.
Hopefully we'll have a little bit of madness in there, like when we like it when there's a little bit of chaos. So,
Sure.
kind of interesting. I'm still not very excited about this movie.
I mean, look, the first one was great. The first one was really good. It really, to me, is not a movie about the Joker.
No.
I think that's what you have to tell yourself in order to enjoy the first Joker movie is this isn't the Joker that we know and love. It's just an adaptation.
It's a man named Joker.
It's just, well, no, his name's not Joker.
No, but something like that.
It's an adaptation of the Joker. It's not how we know him, but it's a good movie. So maybe the sequel could be good as well.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Did you hear that it's going to be a musical or have some musical themed elements to it?
No.
Because apparently it's gonna be Harley Quinn's mind. So like with her, everything is like, a musical. Kind of like how Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn like saw her and Joker like as like this fantasy thing, So I don't know if the whole thing's gonna be a musical. I sure hope not. I can't imagine the whole thing would be a fucking musical. Maybe a few songs, fine. That'd be
Few
okay.
songs and dances.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's all I got this week.
Last thing I have, and I know Aaron's going to love this. So Deadline is reporting that Universal is making a sequel to the 1996 storm chasing movie, a.k.a. Aaron's favorite movie of all time, Twister.
Fuck.
Wow.
It's not.
What, so
Bill Paxton's dead. He's dead.
what the hell could the
So what?
What the hell could the sequel be about?
More tornadoes.
You know, I know exactly. Here's the plot. Okay, tell me if you're with this, Aaron. Okay, so
Bill Paxton got ate by a tornado.
yeah, Bill Paxton gets sucked into a tornado. So,
They could do it, CGI.
so Meg Ryan has to now fight tornadoes. She has to fight
Wait, was it Meg Ryan or Helen Hunt?
Helen Hunt.
Yeah, it was
Helen
Helen
Hunt.
Hunt. Yeah, so you can't take Josh's word for anything.
Meg Ryan, Helen Hunt. You know, they're all the same.
I mean, honestly, with CGI, you could have Bill Paxton in half the fucking movie.
It's true.
For sure.
So will you see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's probably not going to have anyone from the original cast.
No,
Because
it's
Helen Hunt isn't in movies anymore.
no. She'll have like a cameo or something, but it's gonna have nobody from the original.
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's dead.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Like everyone's
Right.
dead from that movie.
that movie is a curse.
Right.
Yeah, but it's so happy.
So happy.
Okay. New
Tornadoes
plot.
eat people.
Oh, look, it's a cow. Wow, that was cool for 1996. I don't know how we're going to up it for 2022.
Yes.
We're going to have like a fucking whale come across the screen. Oh,
Yeah.
they already did that. Sharknado.
Cyclones. Not only tornadoes, cyclones.
Yeah.
Well, it's 2022. So what they're going to do is Helen Hunt's going to show up and she's going to get eaten by a tornado in the first 5 minutes.
That's it.
And that's it.
And what will it be called? Twisters?
Yeah.
Twister.
Right.
So I have to tell this story real quick because like Aaron and I have always discussed movies, and like a couple months ago we were like, all right, let's do our top 5 movies of all time, and I did mine. You know, like the fans know because we recently did this list, but you know, I'm like, all right, you know, Goodfellas,
Yes.
Inglourious Bastards,
Yes.
you know, Kill Bill, you know, all this stuff, and then Aaron's like, all right, so. Indiana Jones, you know, that's respectable. You know, Aliens, that's, you know, very good. Like maybe, I think you might have said like Terminator 2. And then we get to the number 1 and it's like, oh yeah, okay, so Terminator, Aliens, Indiana Jones. I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah. Twister, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, right, yeah. And you know, I try to hold it in, but yeah, I've never heard that before, that anyone's favorite movie would be Twister.
It's Twister, guys. Come on. It's tornadoes. It's Bill Paxton. Game over, man.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
So do
Bill
you
Paxton.
just love weather movies? Like was The Day After Tomorrow like in your top 10?
I love Bill Paxton.
Just Bill Paxton.
He's the best.
Oh, you must have loved Big
It's Bill
Love.
Paxton. What?
Big Love?
Never saw it.
Jesus Christ.
Never saw it.
I mean, my dad does love like disaster movies. He loves all that Day After Tomorrow stuff. You know, 2012.
Well,
I mean,
that's-
obviously, Independence Day is like the best one, but
Well, that's the best, is because it's like
and Armageddon.
it's a disaster movie, but it's not that Roland Emmerich stupid
Right.
shit. It's Bill Paxton and tornadoes.
Yeah, that's true. Roland Emmerich made one really good one. He made the best one ever,
Well,
Independence Day.
the best movie that's ever been made.
Pretty
Yes.
much.
Look. Okay, that's a whole argument that Andrew and I need to have is Independence Day versus Goodfellas.
Well, I mean,
I'll fight you.
how could you even rank the two? They're so separate.
I kind of like Independence Day too.
I mean,
What? It's not like I don't fucking like Independence Day. It's probably the most fun movie you could ever have.
Will
right?
Smith beating up aliens?
Yeah, welcome to Earth.
And what's the point of movies, Andrew? To have a
Have
good time?
fun.
To have a good time?
Have
a good
fun.
time?
In your opinion, yeah, sometimes depending on the movie.
Yes.
Andrew wants to-
Or there's also some movies that make you cry, make you feel things.
Right.
Right.
And how do you feel when you're done watching Goodfellas?
I feel great.
Oh,
No, I feel great. I've watched it plenty of times.
I feel
get
great.
Over.
I feel great. Everybody's dead and in jail.
No, Henry gets away. He eats noodles and ketchup. He doesn't
That's
get
true.
pasta.
That's true.
I ordered some pasta and I got noodles and ketchup. So
Joe
he's pretty
Pesci
miserable as well, actually.
Joe Pesci
he
gets
can't have any
whacked.
good pasta.
That's terrible.
Yeah, spoiler alert, Josh. Jesus Christ.
That
30
was
years.
terrible.
32 years ago.
He was so excited to get. He was he
I'm
gonna
getting
come
made.
back? Yeah, he was going to get made, and then he just gets gun in the back of the head. I'm with you. I'll take Independence Day over that every day of the week. Yeah,
Independence Day.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, I love Independence Day. I watch it every fucking year for 4th of July. If you don't, you're basically a terrorist, in my opinion. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's the best. It's the best America
look,
movie of all
when
time.
we did the July 4th episode, how did we open it?
I
We
know,
opened
I
it with the
remember.
Independence Day speech.
So is this the worst day of your life, Andrew, being outvoted on
No,
Goodfellas?
I don't care. No, Independence Day is one of my favorite movies. I have no problem with that.
All right.
But when you fucking say Twister, you can't compare. It doesn't. The list doesn't go Goodfellas, Independence Day, Twister.
Yeah,
That's
it
not the list.
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
sorry.
Yeah, it
But
does.
that's not how that works.
That's the list, buddy.
See, I'm
That's it.
with Andrew on this one. Twister is a little bit off-putting.
I remember being a little
Twister's
kid.
a good
Hey.
movie, but
Okay.
it's a little.
I was like 10 years old and I'm like, oh, it's so cool. Look, a cow. It just goes into the screen. Yeah, all right. What else is the movie? What's so great about it?
And that's our segue. I'm
Now-
gonna fight Josh.
Now,
I thought you were on my side, asshole.
When's the last time you did watch Twister?
Like last year,
You watch it every year?
like every other year.
So it's like you're Goodfellas.
Yeah.
One day you're going to be like, son,
Look,
sit down with me. I have to show you the greatest movie of all time. He's going to be like, what?
He's like, "Oh, are we gonna watch
Hey.
Goodfellas?"
hey, you can't say it out loud like that because it sounds fucked up when you say it out loud. That Twisters is my Goodfellas. You can't say it like that.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
it is the truth. Anyways, perfect segue into our feature film of the week. Let's talk some Black Adam. And now, thankfully, we have the comic book expert, Aaron, here today. Maybe he can explain more of this to us. But look, this movie, again, it was what I expected it to be. And what did I say for weeks? It seems like the whole movie is one scene.
Yeah.
And that's what the movie was.
Takes
the
part
movie
in-
took place for 90% of it. The movie took place in one like specific location. They just spent the whole time there. It was a green screen prison that they were caught in. There were some things that I did. That's a Nick Kroll joke. There were some things I liked about the movies. I liked some of the cameos and some of the action and some of the comedy. But you had all these characters. You had The Rock. You had Pierce Brosnan. And you had all these other rando superheroes that they threw in there. And unfortunately, no one got developed. There was no character development for really anyone. Especially the
Black
superhero
Adam.
squad.
Black Adam had some development, but that
Very
was it.
little. Very little.
You got to learn a little bit of his backstory. A little.
And I didn't realize that this whole thing was really a Shazam thing. I guess I should have because it's the same logo as Shazam with the lightning bolt. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we heard that Black Adam was never a good guy, right, Aaron?
No, he was 100% murder everybody in the
Yeah.
comics. This whole movie was The Rock. This whole movie was a Rock circle jerk. He just
That's every Rock movie.
It's every Rock movie.
It's every
But
Rock movie.
Most of the time he hits a home run, but I mean, God, like you can't just be like, hey, I'm gonna be a villain, but I'm the fucking Rock.
If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, I thought Black Adam was one of the main villains of Shazam. Right?
He is, yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, this movie definitely does not do that character justice.
Well, certainly not. Yeah.
No, I mean look, it could be an interesting turn things sideways if he's like in the comics he's a villain and now he's going to be like a Punisher anti-hero thing, but
Yeah.
you're 100% right. This whole movie was just, it didn't make any sense. It was all one scene. The thing was just a fucking train wreck.
Develop your characters. I did think it was interesting, and I don't know how he kept it from us, but Josh, you were in this movie. You were that electrician guy. There was a couple parts where the electricians, a couple of his jokes fell flat, and I was like, oh, that's Josh. That's Josh. And
My
his
jokes always land.
Okay.
Hey, and you're gonna think I'm lying, but I seriously feel one of these days, and I've told this to people before. One of
Yeah.
these days, I'm going to die by electricity.
You got shot right here. Right there. You got shot right there.
You got shot in the stomach, and then Pierce Brosnan's like, "Don't worry, you'll be electrocuted to death."
I've been
Oh, good. Oh, Black Adam. What's his power? Oh, cool.
I've been electrocuted twice in my life, and I feel like the third time is the one that kills me.
Wait.
So when he said that, I was like,
Hold on.
"Oh Lord Jesus!" I am
Hold
this
on.
character.
You've been electrocuted twice?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, so all right, time out.
Okay.
Please quickly tell us, or are they interesting? Did you put your finger in a fucking socket? Are you that stupid? No, I bet my mom was lying.
No, it wasn't a.
Should I put the protectors for my sockets all around the house? I recently took them off because my son's old enough
Why
now.
is it that every time we talk, every 5 minutes, it's like, okay, so I almost died,
Yeah.
and he just moves on with the conversation.
Right. Well, I got shot in the head once, and then they had to reprogram my brain. I had to learn how to walk again. What? Wow, that explains so much.
I had a minor electrocution when I was trying to jumpstart a car, which is why I don't jumpstart cars
Fucking
anymore.
hell.
Yes.
So you fucked that up.
Yes,
Interesting.
I don't do that anymore. That's for sure. I've never changed a battery since.
50-50, Josh.
The other one was my grandpa used to have a bell in his house that rung in his barn.
Yeah.
And one day the wire was frayed, so I went to go try to put it back together, and he rang the bell, which sent electrical current through it.
You're supposed
And
to
that
kill the
also-
power.
I thought it was killed, and it was. Yeah, so it was. Yeah, so I feel like number 3 is things happen in threes.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, number 3 is you die, Josh.
Yeah, I know, which is why I stay
Jesus.
away from electricity.
You should
I don't
make a
use power
YouTube
tools
channel
anymore.
You should make
No
a
way.
YouTube channel where like you teach people how to not fix things. Like, all right, so if your sink's broken, don't like just start hammering the sink like an idiot like this.
No, if I see something sparking, like no, walking the other way.
Yeah.
Walking the other way. Always get terrified of walking under power lines. That's very dangerous.
Why would you walk on power lines?
Walking under them.
Oh.
Always afraid it's going to fall, and then bam, Josh is gone. Like a poof. of
So
smoke.
don't walk under them?
Well, sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you're crossing something.
Sometimes you just go for a walk. All right, back to the fucking movie.
Sorry.
Let's talk about some things I liked. The first Black Adam action scene, I like how he just melted that first guy like into a skeleton.
They did have some really cool death scenes. I will say that.
The CGI was good.
Yeah.
The CGI was good. That's a plus. It was mostly good.
Until the villain. The villain.
Well, hold on. It wasn't that the CGI was bad. It's just the biggest problem of this movie was the villain was so fucking lame. If you have like think about the best superhero movies you've ever seen, it requires a great villain to have a really good superhero movie.
A villain that feels unbeatable. Like, how the fuck is this?
And
gonna
this guy
work?
sucked from the beginning. Like when he's like, he killed that other guy or injured him, and he's like, oh, he needed some fresh air. He's claustrophobic, and you're like, oh, this is the fucking villain. Because from the trailers, I had no idea who Pierce Brosnan was, but I kind of like figured, he's probably the villain because he's the second biggest name, after The Rock. So maybe he'll be the villain, and that's like the reveal. But no, the villain is an actor you've never seen before.
Sure.
And he's just super lame. He just wants that fucking crown.
And a character you've never seen before.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of him? Yeah, I haven't heard of him.
Well, it's a new movie. It's new characters.
Well, I mean, he knows a little bit about the universes. I definitely didn't know him.
no, he was terrible.
He was terrible.
But I did like the action. It would just have meant more if we knew anything about these people.
I really did enjoy the way The Rock kind of like flew around. It's not like, superhero fly. He just kind of like glided through the air like he was kind of
it's
walking. It was
they
neat.
kind of used the same graphics for Superman, or like Superman in the Man of Steel and Justice League and Batman versus Superman. It's kind of the same. Like he flies the same way as Superman.
Okay.
Like very fast. Like where he flies in, you don't really see that, but then you just see like the end result of him choking someone or
I'm
punching
just talking
someone.
about when he's just kind of like gliding through the air, and it's just like he's
slowly?
he's just kind of like slowly just floating. I thought that was kind of cool.
Sure.
Because it's not always people flying superhero speed.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of like floating and stuff like
And
that.
I guess, did they ever call themselves the Justice League in the Justice League movie? Like, were they ever like officially like, we're the Justice League? Because in this one, I originally thought that she was, because they showed Agent Waller, I thought she was putting together another Suicide Squad team, but that turned out not to be the case. They are the Justice Society. Does that sound familiar, or is that just something they completely made up?
It is a DC thing.
I mean, it's a thing. But,
It is?
I mean, it's
just a shittier Justice League?
it's not the thing you want to hear, but
Yeah, exactly.
but it's a thing.
No, it's like, hey, the Justice Society is here to save us. Oh, the B team.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of funny because there's a Suicide Squad video game coming out within the next year or two.
Really?
Yeah. And the storyline is like all of the Justice League have gone insane somehow. Like, they're all evil, and the Suicide Squad's job is to kill the Justice League.
That's amazing.
Like, murder, like kill Superman and stuff.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
It looks awesome. So it's like, fuck, they should just make that movie. Like, you know?
right.
It sounds like it would be a lot of fun, but
Very
yeah,
interesting.
this was like a shitty Justice League. There was a cameo from Henry Winkler because he was the original, Atom Smasher? Yeah. And he was like, oh, I got you. Which Atom Smasher is basically Ant-Man, but he looks like Deadpool.
And
Like, the
kind of-
mask is just a black and blue Deadpool mask.
Right.
Like, the white eyes, it looks just like Deadpool. And
But
he
does,
sucked.
He does kind of act a little bit Ant-Man-ish, Deadpoolish too.
He does, yeah.
He's the comedic guy in that little core.
And then that
you.
random girl, I don't even know what she was. She barely did anything.
Hurricane?
She barely even talked.
I totally thought that her and Adam Smasher were going to smash. too.
Please.
They kept on teasing so much.
They had nothing for those characters.
And it was-
Why were they even here? At the end, when Black Adam's like, we make a great team, I thought he was going to do the joke from earlier,
Right.
sarcasm.
Sarcasm.
And it's like, what? They didn't do anything.
No.
This was the worst team I've ever seen. And it's kind of funny how another cringy character was that little kid who I am 90% sure that they ADR'd all of his lines with a different actor. Because you could tell that the words were off, unless they ADR'd him over him. He ADR'd himself over, like he did voiceover for his own fucking lines for some reason. But like the lips did not match when he was talking. It was super awkward for me. But the kid and Black Adam have like a John Connor and Terminator relationship because Black Adam, he's been buried for 5,000 years and he comes back. He doesn't understand sarcasm. He doesn't understand the catchphrases and he fucks up the catchphrases just like Terminator.
That was one of the better parts of the movie.
It was, but it was like, you're totally just ripping off Terminator at this point.
Sure. That kid was kind of a little bit off-putting too. It's like, why is every kid like Peter McAllister? You know, he just seemed like way too creative for his own little, for his own self.
Yeah, I don't know why we need like a 13-year-old for all these movies now.
And it's so weird. He doesn't sound
doesn't
like
fit.
any 13-year-old I know. You know, he's always like, you guys have been oppressing our people for so long.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. What kind of little kid says oppressing your people?
Well, nowadays, I mean, everyone's oppressed. But no, the action was also like very 300-y at times. It felt like at times I was watching Zack Snyder. It felt like I was watching 300 or Watchmen, especially with the Hawk. What was his name? Hawkman?
Hawkman.
Like, especially watching Hawkman, it was almost like watching Night Owl in Watchmen. Like all the slow-mo shit.
Yeah.
But again, mostly like the action. Pierce Brosnan is like Mysterio, but he could also see the future. And then they also have that line, like it's almost like the same thing in Watchmen, where Dr. Manhattan is like happy that he can't see the future for once.
Right.
And Pierce Brosnan has a very similar line where he's like, I can't see the future and it's beautiful. I'm gonna die now.
I'll say this though, Hawkman, it was a nice change because what what we've kind of seen from the comics.
Yeah.
Hawkman, it's kind of lame. He's like this big, bulky white dude that's
Right.
Sure.
super lame. And this was just like this badass, like, I'm gonna punch you in the face with a fucking
Right.
spiked mace.
Yeah.
He was good.
He was fine. I just wish we learned more about these characters.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like cut one action scene to, because all the action kind of, it was all kind of the same because it was in the same location. They're fighting the same guys the whole movie. So the action was all kind of the same. Like The Rock threw 20 people where he would just throw them. And it was like, yeah, it's good the first time. It's good the second time. But like the fifth time he does it, it's like, all right, that's just kind of what you do. You throw people.
But you are right about some character development because later in the movie, Pierce Brosnan, ends up sacrificing himself. But you're like, well, I mean, I wish I knew a little bit more between
Right.
him and Hawkman
His
because it
big-
seemed like they had a little bit of a relationship.
Right. He's like, oh, we've been friends forever. It's like, well, I haven't seen that.
The movie,
You just met, as far as I'm concerned.
the movie really, really needed another 30 minutes.
Yes.
It really did. I'm not trying to make every superhero movie like a 3-hour epic, but this
Yeah.
movie needed another 30 minutes.
For sure.
Give me some flashbacks of them two saving each other from in another battle.
Look, I'll admit it. It does not take much for me to get emotional while watching a movie. So if the I should have been teary eyed when Pierce Brosnan was sacrificing
Yeah,
himself,
you-
and I felt nothing.
Yeah, you're right. All it took was a 2-3 minute flashback segment, and it could have
Yeah, them bowling together, something.
something, anything.
But in one of the first scenes in the movie when he's riding to John Carter's house, it felt like that was the first time they had met.
Right.
I guess I'm gonna be saving the world this week, whatever.
I know. We needed to just see them circle jerking once, and we would have related.
They also kind of stole a line from The Dark Knight. In The Dark Knight, Joker has Rachel, and Batman goes, "Let her go," and Joker says, "Very, very poor choice of words," and then just lets her go. And then in this one, Black Adam's release the child, and then they just drop him, and then he catches him, and the child's like, "Oh, maybe choose your words more carefully." It's like, all right, that was a lot lamer version of the Dark Knight line, but sure. I liked when Black Adam and Hawkman had their fight in the kids' room, and they just kept punching through the poster, all the Flash poster, the Aquaman, that they ruined the Batman toys. I thought that was a
For
good
some
scene.
reason, I thought they were just gonna break that Flash poster.
Yeah.
It was just gonna be a sign to Ezra Miller.
It's like Ezra Miller's face. Just punch right through it. Look at this motherfucker. What a piece of shit.
Okay, so this is one of the things I have with all the movies that are a singular movie. You have an Ant-Man movie, you have this Justice Society, whatever.
Yeah.
This was obviously a pretty important bad guy, right? But not important enough to call Superman or anybody else. I just sometimes it's kind of annoying and frustrating.
Right, but Josh, that's every superhero movie. That's every single
It's true.
superhero movie. That's every Iron Man movie.
But still,
why don't they just call the Avengers movie over?
Wouldn't it
Movie
be
over,
nice to
Josh.
be? It would be nice. To
Yeah,
know,
why didn't-
No, they're doing something else off planet. Or
Why didn't Nick
doing
Fury call
something
Miss
else.
Marvel all those other times?
Yup.
It's a little bit off-putting to me. That's my little.
You got to get over
That's
that.
my
That's
hang
just...
Josh, that's movies. You got to just go la 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 la.
There's some things you have to suspend your disbelief, especially in a superhero movie, Josh.
Yeah.
No, I want them to make sense. God damn it!
You can't watch Endgame and be like, why are people on planets that aren't even in our solar system? Why does everyone speak English in all these planets? Why does everyone speak English? Doesn't make any sense.
You know what? Also, Black Adam, when he first woke up, did not speak English. As soon as he woke up again in that kid's room, spoke English. Just gonna say.
Yeah, did
He
they
learned it very
explain that at
quickly.
all?
Learned it very quickly. He got the Rosetta Stone while he was under conscious,
Maybe.
unconscious.
Unconscious. Yeah. So then another thing I did like, another cameo was we got Agent Harcourt from Peacemaker.
That's
When the Black Adam willingly gives up his powers and he imprisons himself, and Harcourt shows up and she's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, Agent Waller says hi. I'm just here to make Andrew pop." And Josh didn't notice. I'm like, Josh, yeah? And Josh is like, what? I'm like, it's the fucking girl from Peacemaker.
And I was like, oh shit, you're goddamn right. It was.
Also James Gunn's wife. Yeah.
Oh, keeping
Yeah.
James Gunn happy. I gotcha.
I think he's keeping her happy, but yeah.
Okay, so
But it was cool to see her. I like that.
So if we're to believe this movie, you know, because movies, we're supposed to suspend belief, correct? So Mr. Dr. Fate could see multiple different fates. Why did he let him turn away from Shazam, put himself under, and go through all that hoopla only to break him out of that supermax prison? And
Well, because he
for him
said
to
he
come
changed it. He said he changed the future because he wasn't going to let his friend die. You know, I mean, that's also the issue you have. Why did Doctor Strange, you know, do certain things for Infinity War Endgame when he saw 4 million possibilities? That's another thing. Yeah, Josh, the movie wasn't great.
But that's another. I mean, that's part of the problem, because when Doctor Strange makes that choice, you know he's making the choice for Tony Stark. You're gonna die, buddy, but you're gonna save the world, and it feels like some shit. And in this movie, it feels like nothing.
Yeah,
Right.
I guess
That's
there
the other
wasn't
thing
really
is-
like a level of like what am I trying to say here? There wasn't really a level of suspense. You know, like I really didn't feel like it was really that important until it actually happened.
He was never in danger.
And never in danger.
It was like the first. I don't know if either of you have seen this, but the first season of Luke Cage.
Yeah, I
He's
watched
just
it.
like he's never ever in danger.
Yeah.
Why are we watching this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they killed off the best character like 4 episodes in.
Correct.
But anyway, no, I always wondered like what Doctor Strange, what would have happened if he just never gave Thanos the Time Stone, because Thanos couldn't get it from him unless he willingly gave it to him. So like, what if he just never gave Thanos that stone? Would Thanos just take the other 5 stones he had and just kill
4.
everyone else?
That's a really good question.
If he just broke in the time stone.
I thought about that myself.
Yeah.
And where'd you come out with it?
Interesting.
Nothing.
Nothing
I have no answer.
I don't know. I guess it would just make Thanos super powerful because he would have 4. He'd probably still go to Earth and get the 5th one, and he would be super powerful enough to kill anyone he wanted. It would just take longer.
He could still kill the whole universe with 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just take longer.
doesn't
It
matter.
would just take longer. You just can't snap his fingers. That's it.
Yep.
So can we talk about the actual villain now? The actual villain in this movie.
Yeah. What's his name? Ishmael?
I don't even, he was so...
Wasn't it Ishmael?
He was Satan, I guess. I don't know what his name
Well, he
was.
went to hell.
And he got the powers from demons.
He goes to hell, and then these fucking demons are like, oh,
But
here you go. You're the devil now.
this is what I was talking about with like all these DC movies. They're all like exactly the same. This big baddie felt exactly like Steppenwolf.
He really did.
It was
He
just
really
like
did.
Steppenwolf.
But here's the fucked up thing.
Tell me.
At least we remembered and knew who Steppenwolf was. Who the fuck was the villain of this movie? Do you remember his name?
No.
I think it was Ishmael.
Was it
but
really Ishmael?
I think so.
Would you bet $100 on that?
No.
Because I wouldn't.
Now I want to know.
Hold on.
It was something like Ishmael.
Hold on, I have the IBDM.
Maybe it was like Ishmael. I don't know, but it was. I mean, how do you cast a nobody? You have The Rock. When you cast Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you need to cast another star to play the villain opposite of him. And they cast a nobody. No one you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah, I guess it was.
It's Ishmael.
Yeah, Ishmael.
Yeah. It's fucking Ishmael. Oh, I'm sorry. King Octon. Or whatever. But yeah.
Like, just how do you not like? Look, if you can't find anybody, call fucking Carl Urban. Somebody.
Someone.
Somebody is like, oh shit.
Anyone would have loved to play the
Anybody.
villain opposite The Rock.
Anybody.
And could have done
Anybody.
such a better. How did this guy get the fucking part? He was so bad. I get it. They didn't write his character well either, but it was just.
Well,
It was not good.
So his main plan was so he had to get a crown made of Eternium, which is this rare metal or whatever.
Yeah.
And we never really learned how that.
It feels like it's the Black Panther stuff,
Right.
Because they have their own shit, and it was like, oh, it's a lot like
The
that.
vibranium. Yeah, except this is magic, I guess.
Right.
But like, so the lady in the movie, I can't remember her name. Like, we never really understood like how she knew where it was and why she was the only person
She's just an expert on this
that
shit.
knew.
She just reads history books.
It was so weird. And like, she's the only person in this movie that doesn't mind talking shit to all the gods in the room and everything. Like, y'all guys need to take care of y'all's business, all right? My son is important, god damn it. Take care of my son.
And she can kick out. Yeah, she was worthless. I mean, so was the son. They were both.
So
they were both. I mean, most of the people in this movie were worthless. Let's be honest. I did like The Rock beating up, like when he broke out of the prison. It was kind of funny because when he willingly imprisoned himself, I was like, well, hold on. There's 30 minutes left, so he's gonna be locked up for 5 minutes. And that's basically what he was. He's locked up for 5 minutes and he's back. It obviously should have been a little longer, but I did like that he showed that he could fight without the powers. Like, he had to break out of there. He had to fight the security. He had to beat up some security guys without his Shazam powers. So I did think that was a good touch.
Which is weird. Like, this is Supermax prison, right? Supermax prison. So he beats up those few guys and
that have guns.
That has guns, and he's slowly floating up to the top of the water. You know. But they don't have anybody that can get in the water and get them.
They're all knocked out.
There's only like
that's
five
it. They had
security
8 guys. They had 8 guys. That's it.
Where was Agent Harcourt?
Yeah, she was gone already.
Fucking James Gunn somewhere, I guess.
Sure.
Or maybe John Cena. I don't know.
So yeah, the final battle was pretty lame. The only thing that was good was when he ripped him in half. You know, like that was like, all right, that was not bad. And then at the end, it's like, oh, sit on the throne. And then he's like, fuck chairs. And he breaks the throne. And then they're like, so what was his name before?
Teth Adam.
Teth Adam. And it's like, the whole movie, they're like, well, that name kind of sucks. And it's like, why does it suck, though? Like, yeah, I get it. It's not great, but that's his name, right?
It's pretty close to Death Adam, which
and then
it
it's
is.
like, what's the name? What's the name? What's the name? And then it's like, well, we know. It's not a surprise. And then the title screen, Black Adam. And it's like, okay, but he wasn't named Black Adam in the comics because he was black, because he wasn't black in the comics.
No.
Right? It's a white guy in the
White
comics.
guy.
Right.
So that would just seem really silly.
But he wore a black costume, buddy.
Yeah, I get that.
Right.
But it was...
Just making sure.
So I should be Red Andrew? So if I fight crime in a red shirt, I should be Red Andrew?
Yup.
That's it.
Yup. That's how the comics work.
I think he was... I don't know. Maybe he was Black Adam because he was a bad guy? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, there's many levels to it, right? Black Heart.
You knew that ending was fucking corny as shit.
It was corny as shit.
The whole movie... Listen, you go see the movie because of The Rock, and there's some funny moments to it, but there's not really much else to watch the movie.
Well, there's the mid-credits scene, which the mid-credits scene was cool, but it shouldn't be the best part of a movie.
Well,
it shouldn't.
Unless it's what leads to me and Josh fighting, because that's what we're going to fight about.
Please tell me.
And this was also the worst kept secret. Everyone knew this was going to happen, and they knew it was going to happen in like a mid-credit scene or a post-credit scene. We all fucking knew. But yes, Henry Cavill returns as Superman. It was cool to see him. I mean, if they write him, the thing is, Aaron loved it. Josh didn't like it. I'm kind of indifferent. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's just like, is the next movie they make gonna be good? And the most likely answer is no. So yes, it's cool that he showed up. And it's like, well, if they could only write him well, because I don't think Henry Cavill's a bad actor. I think he could pull off the Superman thing. He certainly has the look. I think he could pull it off if you have like a good writing and good direction. But certainly it was a really good moment for a mid-credit scene.
Right, but if you're any kind of sports fan, it's no different than you're a fan of a shit-ass team.
Yeah.
And then in the offseason, they get some awesome player and you think,
this is it.
This is it. Here we are.
The best part, there were probably like 20 people in our theater. And when they showed Henry Cavill, you just hear Aaron. and then 5 other people started laughing because they're like, oh, he's the only one that did anything.
I was the one guy that yelled, and no one else said anything, so I pointed at one old white guy, and I was like, that guy, right? And he was like, all right.
I don't know.
I guess.
He probably doesn't even know who that is.
So,
Here's the thing. Now to be critical about this scene, when Agent Waller's like, oh, well, calm your fucking tits, because I can snap my finger and bring someone from another planet that could kill you. And he's like, bring it. And then Superman shows up, and I was like, wait, Superman answers to Agent Waller? That's kind of lame.
Right.
that's a good point.
I don't like that.
That's a good point.
He
And
should fry her face off.
Agent Waller is fucking evil.
She's so evil.
And I agree with you. But my problem with Josh is he had zero reaction to this. No. We were all led to believe Henry Cavill's done.
Yeah.
The DC universe is done. And then we see this movie and Henry Cavill fucking shows up in a mid-credits scene with The Rock as Black Adam. And Josh is just...
That doesn't mean Henry
Nothing.
Cavill. Oh,
Nothing.
God. We're going to have Superman.
No,
3,
listen,
4, 5.
listen.
You're a wrestling fan, dude. What is the definition of a pop? What is a pop?
A pop is when someone comes out that's unexpected.
Correct.
I guess maybe my problem was I knew that he was coming out.
Something
too.
awesome. An awesome face moment that's unexpected.
Sure.
What happened in this movie, in that mid-credits scene?
Like I said, maybe it was spoiled by... I didn't
Well,
know it
was.
was Henry Cavill,
was.
but I knew that something big was going to happen, and then it was Henry Cavill, and I was like, man, I kind of thought... I would have been more surprised if it was like Michael Keaton Batman for some reason.
Well,
Like,
why would
that-
Michael Keaton Batman
I don't
fight
know.
Black Adam?
I don't know, but that's the next movie that's coming out. Like, why should I be excited about Superman? I'm not going to see a Superman movie for another 2 years. I mean, there's nothing to excite me about the DC universe, especially since DC is in so much turmoil. I mean, just having him out there means nothing. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a movie. It's just a one-off appearance, in my opinion.
No, it's obviously going to be a movie.
Maybe. Who knows?
No, of course it is,
They
Josh.
cancel movies
They
left
don't-
and right at DC.
They don't do that. Yeah, Batgirl. They're not going to do this and not pay it off. Look, if tomorrow we found out that James Gunn is directing the Black Adam Superman movie, I would be psyched.
I will bust all the nuts in the
I would
world,
be psyched.
for sure.
Here's what's going to happen, Josh.
Or if they even got Taika Waititi or a good director who fucking knows what they're doing for once.
Tim Burton. Who knows?
Here's what's going to happen, Josh. And Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong. They're going to make the next movie because they know what they need to do. They're going to make Black Adam versus Superman.
Yeah.
They're going to start the movie. They're going to be at odds. They're going to fight each other for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then some other villain is going to show up.
Right.
And then they're going to team up. And we're all going to cream our fucking pants because holy shit, that's what's going to happen. And it's going to be amazing. And Josh is just going to be...
I think you're right. They are going to fight in the next movie. And then, Superman's getting the upper hand. And or Black Adam's just going to be like, oh, Martha. And Superman's going to go, why did you say that name?
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, that would be the worst thing ever.
Oh my God.
They can't fucking possibly do that again. Look, yeah, it could suck. I feel like they have to at least learn from they can't possibly do that again.
And plus, I'm just so down on all these DC villains.
But it's so
that mean nothing to me.
But it's so easy. Okay, Andrew, what did we know was coming in the latest Spider-Man movie? We knew Toby and Andrew were showing up.
Yeah.
We knew it already.
Right.
And was it still amazing when all three of them were swinging into the...
Of course.
Did we all cream our pants in that scene anyways? Yes.
Of course.
It doesn't matter that we know it's coming. We want it. Give it to us in our face right now.
You
It's
want the
so
shots
easy.
in your face.
In our face.
But you
It's
still
easy.
want it to be. You still want it to be a really good movie.
I think-
Instead of just, well, there was that one good scene.
Right.
I think my problem is just that I'm just so down on DC. I haven't seen a good DC movie except from
Suicide
Squad. And I don't really consider that a DC movie, to be honest.
Well, it is.
I mean, like
They cheated 'cause they
Justice
got
League
James
was
Gunn.
Terrible.
No, I'm just
Batman
kidding.
versus Superman was terrible.
I mean, the first Man of Steel was good. A lot of people shit on it, but I mean, the first Man of Steel was
It was
pretty
fine. Yeah, I mean,
But the last few have been awful. And I'm just so
Michael
down.
Shannon was a great villain, and
Right.
you need a great villain.
Right.
If DC wants to do a better job, then you make Black Adam a real villain, and you actually have a real villain. But they're not, and you're just gonna
Well,
have
but-
all these random
God
CGI
help me,
villains
Josh.
that don't
God
really
help me,
matter.
Josh. You are right. If they had full heel Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson, and Henry Cavill Superman, holy shit.
Yeah,
I think you are actually correct.
that would be something that would interest me.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's gonna happen.
I agree.
DC sucks balls.
DC sucks balls. Well, so let's talk about the Rotten Tomato scores because the critics did not like it. 41%, so it's rotten as far as the critics go. But the audience, 90%. So that's really good. I think both are wrong. I think the critics hate it too much and the audience loves it too much.
We have
But
we have to now add a caveat.
yeah, so we were before we saw the movie, Josh said, "Yeah, someone told me that Disney owns Rotten Tomatoes." And I said, "Well, that would make sense for the She-Hulk thing." But I really doubt it. One of these big media companies can't own Rotten Tomatoes. That would make the whole fucking website completely meaningless. So I looked it up, and Warner Brothers owns Rotten Tomatoes.
And as a shareholder, I am so upset. I might stare my shells.
Oh,
Sell
holy
my
shit.
shares. Andrew, it's 2 goddamn a.m. and
Yeah. He's going to share his shells, everyone.
I've got the
So if you're missing, if you're like, oh, I kind of like, I wanted some seashells, then Josh will share them with you.
I won't
So just give him a call
I won't sell my
because that's to him, that's better than Henry Cavill showing up is his shell collection, right?
It might be, to be
Might
honest.
be.
I do have
But yeah, so it's interesting that Rotten Tomatoes is owned by fucking Warner Brothers. That I feel like I can't use that website anymore.
gotta
Like
find
you
a
can't
new
trust them. Oh, 90%? Wow, that's so great. How about that?
But
And also with the She-Hulk thing, yeah, we already been there.
so where would you put it? Like if you gave an audience score, I think I'd give it
Well,
like
we
60.
We give it a rating. We always do out of 10.
Okay.
Every movie. I would say, yeah, like a 6 out of 10.
6.
6.
6.
And there was Satan in the movie. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Interesting.
But it had a good opening weekend, 62 million domestic. That was Doctor Strange level. Doctor Strange made 60. So
Doctor
62.
Strange.
So it did well, sure.
Doctor Strange. Where would you put this in like the order of like Marvel, the order of superhero movies this year?
This year?
I think I would put it the last
So well,
one.
hold on. There's Thor, there's Doctor Strange, there's
Strange.
this. What else?
Spider-Man was
No.
December, right?
Last year.
Is that it?
That can't be it.
I mean, this is below the others this
It's
year.
it's below
Yeah.
all of those.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's Doctor Strange and what was the other one?
Thor.
Yeah, it's below those other two.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so too.
because I really like both of those movies. And I can't think of anything else that any other superhero movie that came out.
DC
Was
League of Pets?
Eternals was last year? Oh, fuck off. Eternals was last year as well.
Yeah.
Well, no, the question, Josh, is where does this rank in DC movies? That's the question.
You know,
Well,
it's below.
oh, I'm sorry, Batman. The Batman was this year. It was
right, right, right.
February.
This is below Batman.
Morbius. It's above Morbius.
It is
Yes.
above Morbius.
It's above Morbius.
Damn, you're
So
right.
it's not the worst superhero movie we've seen this year.
This was a lot more fun than Morbius. Okay.
I mean, you could have a great time watching Morbius. You really could.
You could.
Because it's so bad. Holy shit. So yeah, there you go. It's not
It's
the worst.
not the worst.
No. Let's
But
do.
out of DC movies, you're right. This is probably
It's-
one of the better
it's a-
ones, but it's
Probably on par with the DC universe. Unfortunately, they've been
way
very
behind
disappointing.
Suicide Squad, but
Well-
slightly above everything else.
Well, hold on. Wonder Woman?
The first one was good.
Right.
First,
And
second
Wonder
one
Woman.
trash.
Right.
This is better than the second Wonder Woman movie. I would
wait.
say, but not by much. All right, let's do fan questions. There's obviously going to be a lot of Black Adam stuff, I imagine. Stone Cold Savage said so much slow mo.
There was
And
some
yeah.
slow mo.
That's why I mentioned 300 Watchmen. I think they brought in Zack Snyder for a couple scenes.
Maybe so.
Bobby the Mark Soydam, I personally loved it. How do you guys think The Rock did? I mean, he's The Rock.
I like The Rock in the movie.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, The Rock is the best part.
He had that one where he flicked that guy off, and Dr. Fate was like, is anybody still alive? Pauses for a second. No, he didn't.
Well, he's like, let me interrogate him. I'll break his mind. And it's like, rap.
no,
yeah.
he didn't make it.
Look, The Rock's great. You know? You just gotta...
This movie was just a good lesson in every scene he's in, he's great, but you can't just have him show up and that's the movie.
Right. Yeah. He doesn't have that Arnold vibe. You know?
Yeah.
Joey Cage, but Arnold movies were always like ridiculous fun. So like that, you know, like where it's just like, all right, you don't have to take this seriously.
Jingle All the Way.
Oh yeah, sure. That's his best one, Josh. Joey Cage, my boy Henry Hot Ass Cavill is back, baby.
Oh,
also,
that's
I
right.
legit enjoyed this movie. Just the kid was annoying, marking out. Like, bro, they already did that gag in Shazam. That's true. I mean, there was a lot of Shazamming.
I was just more annoyed with how the kid was never phased by anything.
Right. Eric's Hamilton stepbro. Will we get a recap of House of Dragon finale? So yes, we're going to do that. It's going to be a separate podcast. We're going to record it Thursday, same night we do AEW Dynamite. So we're going to definitely recap the finale for House of Dragon, which it's out. We have to watch it. Michael Scarn, I really enjoyed Black Adam. I love that they brought the comedy. Felt similar to a Marvel movie. Only complaint I have is I wish there was more exposition.
Thank you.
What did you guys like the most about the movie? And I mean, we obviously reviewed it, so you know everything now. The Rizzler, haven't seen Black Adam, but not gonna get my hopes up. Superman and Batman in a tag team match versus Iron Man and the Hulk. Who you got? Well, again, Superman is a cheat code.
Plus, Batman.
I mean, you've got an invincible guy and a magic guy. I mean, that's stupid.
Right.
And you got Batman.
I mean,
Batman's
Iron
gonna
Man,
figure
I imagine
everything.
Iron Man would make his suit out of kryptonite to try to fuck with Superman, but it is still Superman after all.
Plus,
Omar,
never bet against Batman.
Omar, you want to know what makes Daddy Magic nipple? No, this is not Dynamite. This is not AEW. Baby Daddy Henry Cavill is back as Superman. Yo, listen, fuck IGN and the 5 they gave it. Well, he's not going to like our rating either. This movie was better than most of what Marvel has put out after Endgame. I give it a 7.5, maybe an 8. P.S. If I'm not mistaken, the actor that plays Teth Adams' son as the champion is the same actor that plays Young Rock in his Young Rock show. Oh, really?
Interesting.
Well, there's a few actors that play Rock in that show, so...
And you're sorely mistaken. Marvel may have taken a step back, but this is still above Marvel. Sans
You mean below Marvel?
below Marvel. No, he said this was above Marvel.
Right.
Yeah. What did
So
I say?
you said it was above Marvel.
I mixed it up.
Yeah, you're not good with words.
It's 2 a.m. I'm doing the best I can.
Rampager with DC using Black Adam as a new phase / starting point besides firing Ezra and Amber Heard. What are some changes you would do to make the DCEU a better franchise? Hire better directors. Give them the freedom. Look what you did with James Gunn. He made his own fucking movie. You know, I don't even know who directed this fucking movie.
No clue.
You need to get better directors and let them have free range.
Yeah.
Hire Kevin Feige.
Wow.
Well, sure. Pay him off.
And I just want better villains. Give me a dark side. Give me, some actual villains with some teeth.
Did you guys both see the extended Zack Snyder cut?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I
There
did
was
not.
dark side, and that wasn't a real dark side. Didn't
like
feel
like the original movie was a mess. I
Yeah.
think we can all agree.
Right.
You haven't seen it, but the Zack Snyder cut, 100% better, right? Still a little bit of a mess, but 100% better because there was, right?
it was slightly better. I wouldn't say 100% better.
All right, fuck you, Josh. Jesus.
Jonathan Ramos, maybe it was my low expectations and assuming The Rock was going to phone it in, but that movie was a lot better and more fun than I think most expected. Add Soup's return, and I might actually have some hope in the DCEU. Yeah, I don't think Rock ever phones it in, so I wouldn't worry about that. Andy Piccone just told my 6-year-old, "Oh hi, I didn't see you there," and he didn't laugh. Should I consider adoption? Yeah, probably.
Maybe. Yeah.
Bill Capri, super slow-mo movie of the year. At least half the movie was in slow motion. I mean, again,
Slow-mo that way, not slow as in like it was boring. Because that movie,
well, that was boring. It was kind of boring too.
Well, that's Nope. Nope wins that one hands down.
We don't need to talk about Nope. Mills, in my opinion, Black Adam is the second best DCEU movie after The Suicide Squad.
Like Aaron said, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's probably number 2. Pop Culture Junkie, would you rather fight 3 duck-sized Michael Myers or 3 Danny DeVito-sized Jason Jason from Friday the 13th?
Oh my God.
I think I'd do the Mike Myers, right?
I mean, ducks are smaller than Danny DeVito. So, yeah, I would definitely do the ducks.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
John Pushberry, kill Shake Shack, In-N-Out. What podcast is this?
Oh, wait. No. I want to hear this. Come on.
Shake Shack, In-N-Out, Whataburger.
You push In-N-Out.
Dude, that's the fucking wrong answer. That's literally the kill.
You push In-N-Out.
That's the kill.
You bury
That's the kill.
Whataburger and you fire Shake Shack.
You are so...
No.
You always give the wrong answers.
No, Josh. Okay. So...
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you.
Kill In-N-Out.
Yes.
Marry Whataburger. You fuck Shake Shack.
Okay. He said Pushberry kill. But yeah, same sort of thing.
Okay.
I would... But that's better. I would marry Shake Shack and fuck Whataburger.
I could still go with that.
Give it to number 1.
That's a hard one, though, because Whataburger does have...
Whataburger's
open 24/7.
Whataburger's always there for you, but Shake Shack,
Shake Shack
my God.
They even have hot dogs that are amazing.
Oh my God.
That's all.
Their hot dogs are also great.
Shake Shack is what you don't get super often, but...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Whataburger's starting to get a little bit too fancy for me.
In-N-Out? When did you have In-N-Out?
I have In-N-Out all the time.
When?
Maybe not all the time.
When?
But
There's like one here.
yeah, well, there's whenever I go back home to Houston, sometimes I stop on the way.
Look, I'm not saying In-N-Out is bad, but compared to these two...
Plus, when I lived in Arizona, there was always an In-N-Out that was closer to me than a Whataburger, and I just always went to In-N-Out. In-N-Out's better.
Good
and
for
it's
you.
cheaper. And it's cheaper.
That's not the point at all.
Painful, Josh.
I mean... See, now you know what I go through. Amir, I give this movie a solid 7.5 out of 10. It was definitely better than what the critics rate it, and I think the audience score was 90, was the last time I checked. Yep. Amelia Harcourt and Superman showing up was a good surprise, even though Superman was basically spoiled. So are we excited for a Superman versus Black Adam movie or a team up? Yes, again, just
Aaron certainly is.
start hiring the right fucking people to make these movies, and we'll be golden. So there you go. That's all for fan questions. So make sure you subscribe to our podcast wherever you're viewing us. We have exclusive videos on our YouTube channel, Hollywood Hogwash Pod. You can follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod. And next week, our show will come out on Halloween Day. So, and there's no big movie coming out that weekend. So what horror movie should we review? Let us know. I think at some point I'll get a few answers and I'll make a poll, and then I'll let everyone vote on the poll, and then we'll do that movie.
Don't make it too scary.
Well, see, when you say that, Josh, they're going to vote to make it a scary one.
I thought we were going to do Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead?
The one with the Quentin Tarantino scary movie.
It's not Dawn of the Dead.
Day of the Dead?
No.
Dead of something.
No. If we let Josh try to guess it, we'll be here all fucking night. You mean From Dusk Till Dawn?
I was way off.
Yeah, I love From Dusk Till Dawn. It's not really scary at all.
It has,
but I do love the movie.
It's got vampires.
Yeah, it has vampires.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
If you're going to do horror movies, you need to sit in this seat and I'll sit right there.
Why is that?
Because you're getting all of this wrong, Josh.
Well, anyways, send your submissions. What do you think, or what do you want us to review? And I'll do a poll at some point. But we'll see you next time.